Here means joy of sacred Dharma. Everybody understand what joy of sacred Dharma means? I mean, it's a general idea. The joy to be found within the content and the context along the line of teachings of the Buddha. Is that right? Such as joy is of what? Say contentment. Contentment is far better than some kind of satisfaction or getting something. Now, we don't know that, but the Dharma teaching said, if you were to discover the joy of contentment, that no other joys can surpass that. And such and so on and so forth. The joy of holy Dharma, that's what it is, sacred Dharma. The joy we know are joys, certainly, but there's contrast between the joys of samsara and the sacred Dharma is simple. Durability, reliability, and the resourcefulness of the joys. The immense access to the joy can only be possible through the practice of the Dharma, not otherwise. Common sense says that. If you are happy because I praise you, then you better suffer, because I'm not going to praise you every minute, every day. In fact, I'm going to curse you occasionally. Is that right? So in other words, between my two praises, is that right? What are you going to do? You're going to go for movies, is that right? But you cannot watch the movie 24 hours a year. Is that right? I mean, that's it's a very bad investment. You invest so much, but you get so little. Because we decided the joy, we subscribe to joy that is its source is limited. Right? If we want to enjoy the joys of being, say, loved or cared for, chances are we'll be miserable. Even though occasionally we're happy, because what little care we get from others when they're go away. You know what I mean? So we'll be lost. It's a very bad business, actually. And likewise, you can sort of generalize. You can think a creative thought like that. And you can think any thought. You just think about it, and you can see the wisdom of the lack of the wisdom in the ways we do, and it will help us to be creative, be resourceful. So we will change the I call it operating system, right? These days I've been using the word operating system. Every time I come up with one word, I stick to it for quite a few months, and then I change it. So there's that, kind of. In Tibet, sometimes when you have a big meeting, there's a prayer festival like monastics. You have a morning tea. That's your breakfast. A little bit of something. And here's one trick you do. The amount of tea will be measured or decided by the size of your teacup. Is that right? If they bring you tea and serve you tea, everybody brings their own cup, basically. And you put it there. So now what? Whatever, if you have a little cup, they can't give you more than that. Is that right? It's not going to be usable. You cannot keep the tea more than what the container can hold it. So if you bring a little bigger cup, chances are you will get a little bit more extra tea to indulge. And if you bring a big cup, I don't know whether they're going to fill you, but chances are, if they do, you're going to have 3 or 4 or 5 times the size of the little cups. Big heart is kind of like that, right? So if your big heart says, I'll be happy if I'm served. So, which meaning that when you're served, you will be happy. Which also implies when you're not served, you just simply won't know how to be happy. Alright? If not served means when there's no activity of serving you, you don't know what to do with your life. We just don't know. You just feel a little boring, right? Or if you're very creative in the misery, right? You're waiting and waiting, you're suffering because you're not being served. And when you're served, it was so short. By the time you realize you're being served and loved and flattered and praised, it's already over. Alright? So you're waiting, you suffer for the waiting. When it really happens, it's so short. And after it's finished, you're waiting for the next time. So you never win. I don't know, it makes sense or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad business, basically, bad investment. The idea is don't wait to be served. Alright? That means you are not controlled by not being served. So now, okay, it's still boring, you don't know what to do with your life. But you find the ways through creative. What Dharma teaches us how to be enjoyous, meaningful, happy in this life. And that's called joy of the Dharma. Dharma, there's ways to accomplish joy, which is another term for the Dharma is called, it can be implied. Dharma means something reliable, countable, repeatable, something that's dependable, something that's true, basically true. Something that is kind of universal, something that no matter what angle you look at it, it seems to work. Adharma, non-dharma. Adharma, in Sanskrit is as good as saying non-dharma. Adharma, meaning no matter what you do, it just something doesn't work. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 16. Without indulging in despondency, I should gather the supports for industry. Yeah, this is the word, supports, meaning conditions, causes, conditions, reasons. In a way, one of the simplicity of the Dharma teaching is based on the concept of teaching. It teaches us saying, gather the condition, you have the result. In other words, we are chasing the result, forgetting these results are conditional, based on certain causes and condition. So we just can't figure out why it's not happening. But if we gather the proper condition for proper end result, and even if you don't look for the end result, the results must happen. That's interesting. So I think we have a little bit of misplaced focus. We focus so much on the result. Right? We focus so much on the, say, happiness. But we forget in the process conditions happiness. And that means that if you focus on the condition, the right condition of the happiness, even you forget that what are you doing, for what, chances are you will discover you're getting something called joy. So I think that is a very misplaced focus all the time. So here it says, I should gather the supports of enthusiasm, meaning I should gather the causes and conditions for the enthusiasm. Why the sufferings and pain are so, overabundance? Because causes and conditions are there's a preponderance of causes and conditions. And earnestly take control of myself. Now, I'm not going to wait for somebody to do it. I will do it myself. I think that's important. I noticed that. Socially, if you depend on another society, it doesn't work. Politically, if you depend on another country, it doesn't work. In the end, it doesn't work. And spiritually, it doesn't work for sure, because spirituality has to do with the spiritual freedom, independence. And we cannot achieve independence from others' work. We must personally, individually work to free and be free. And that means, as it says, I should practice exchange, honestly take control, Master. We have to do it ourselves.